Ladies and gentlemen, this story comes out of Kentucky, and I'm going to warn you guys because some of these details can be a little bit graphic. All I'm literally doing is just giving you details about these stories. As difficult as it might be for us to listen at what happens in these stories, I want y'all to remember that there is nothing that compares to what these children had to live through, what they were forced to go through, what they died through. I believe that we owe it to the honor and memory of these babies that I talk about in all of these stories for us to at least listen with an open mind and an open heart to their stories. A Kentucky mother, this woman that you see right there, allegedly admitted to shooting dead her 10-year-old son and stuffing his body in the trunk of her car after she tried to cut out this baby boy's tongue. And it just seems like these stories get more and more insane. And I'm like, there is nothing this child could have ever have done to deserve that. We have so many options in America, even including just giving up custody. We don't want to give up custody. Why would we want to murder our children? We could just give up the custody to the dad. We could give up our children to the system until we can get our minds right. If you want to claim mental illness or whatever the case is, we're no longer going to allow that to be an excuse because we have so many options for single parents in America to not do this. There is nothing this boy could have done to ever deserve that. Caitlin Renee Higgins, who was 28 years old, that's that boy's mama, which is this clown that y'all see on my screen right there. I'm gonna get a solo shot of her. This woman right here, who literally looks like the epitome of a crackhead. She looks like a meth head. She looks like every head that you can think of except a sensible one. She's 28 years old and was arrested on Tuesday in Louisville and charged with the murder of her son, Kion Higgins. That beautiful baby boy that y'all see right here looks like a great kid and could have grown up to become something great. This boy, if I'm not mistaken, was 10 years old. Kion Higgins Jr. Now, officers with the Louisville Metro Police Department were dispatched to Higgins' home after receiving a call from a neighbor who said she saw the mother with a gun and the boy, who appeared to be lifeless, wrapped in a blanket, according to an arrest report. In the AFC, we call that hashtag see something, say something. So a neighbor saw something and at least reported it to get this process started, okay? Even though it was a little bit too late, but I'm thankful for the neighbor that saw something and said something. Now, when the police got there at about 9:30 p.m., they found the mother sitting on the porch of her home on Algonquin Parkway and noticed blood on the steps. Believing somebody was in immediate danger, they opened the trunk of Higgins' car, and that's where they found this boy's body. The mother later confessed. I'm going to repeat that. She confessed. To everybody that thinks I'm too hard on criminals, how many of you guys think that I'm too mean to people who hurt children, murder and abuse children, and try to cut out the tongue of children? How many of y'all who are watching my video right now, and if you're watching, please click the thumbs up, share this stream, let more people know that we're live talking about this story. Do y'all think I was too mean about the way that I described her? Like she looks like a crackhead? I want y'all to think about what she did. She murdered her son, shot her son and tried to cut his tongue out and threw him in the back of a car. Y'all think I'm too mean to these thugs, to these criminals, to these gangbangers, to these people out trying to get revenge on the other parent? I'm too mean? Because that's what people are saying in the comment section. They try to tell me you're always bashing people. Well, all I talk about is criminals and criminal behavior. So one would have to ask, what is wrong with people? What's wrong with people who can't see this as a problem, call it out, and step on the necks of these people proverbially? We ought to be able to proverbially, if that's even a word, I hope it's a word, to step on their necks and and we need to shun this type of activity. Because, guys, I have more stories than I can even keep up with. There are way too many Caitlin Higgins. Y'all want to know? I probably got about, I'd say 80 stories. 80 stories just like Caitlin Higgins in my email right now that I haven't even done stories on. Just like her. Let me give y'all some more details about her, and y'all tell me if I'm being too mean. She says she confessed to shooting her son with a gun after she tried to cut out his tongue. She was arraigned on charges of murder stemming from domestic violence and tampering with evidence on Thursday, according to the news. The newspaper said the mother got teary-eyed. She started crying. Ain't that some shit? Let me see. Get her face. They said she started crying. She got teary-eyed in court as she claimed she had not been allowed to call anybody from jail. She cried because she couldn't make a phone call, but she didn't feel any remorse for murdering her son. Isn't that something? That's cold-hearted. So I don't even know where my child's being buried or anything, she told Jefferson County District Judge Jennifer Wilcox, who doubled her bond from $250,000 to $500,000, citing the violent nature of the alleged crime. So shout out to Judge Wilcox. I'm glad they doubled her bond. Good. They should have quadrupled her bond. Give her a cool $1 million. She is due back in court. Actually, she was due back in court May 3rd, which was 7 days ago. But police have not revealed a motive, but they said she caused other injuries to Kiyan before shooting him, which include trying to cut out his tongue. Maya Lancaster, who was Kiyan's babysitter, who we'll show a video of her here in a moment, told the news that she once saw the boy, who she affectionately called KJ, which is, let me see, it just scrolled across here. Right there. Let me go back. That's what they called him, KJ. She saw him with a black eye and scratches on his face and neck. Here's my problem with that woman. She said she did not, N-O-T, she did not report it to Child Protective Services at the time because she feared retaliation from the mom, who she knew carries a weapon. She says she didn't tell on the mom because she was scared of the mom. Isn't that something? I'm going to show y'all exactly who I'm talking about, and I'm going to just let the video speak for itself. Lancaster now regrets that decision, and I think that she should be in prison for that. She should at least get 5 years in prison for that. Do y'all agree? Because she saw something and didn't say anything. This should have never have happened, calling the situation unfair. She had plenty of people, if she was struggling, to drop him off, Lancaster said of Kiyan, who she described as a smart and beautiful child who liked to stay in his room and play games. We would have cared for him. One call is all it would have taken, she said. Well, she could have called CPS. It would have taken one anonymous call. Huh? When she heard the news of the boy's death, the babysitter rushed over to the house to check on Higgins' other son, who was a 2-year-old. Wow. So this chick had 2 kids. So for those of y'all who have watched my show long enough, what does that mean? What does that mean when an individual, a deranged individual like this woman, murders one kid in this heinous way and doesn't do it to the other kid. What does that mean? Different parents. Usually that's what that means. Two different parents. She probably did this to hurt the biological father of 10-year-old Kion. Two baby daddies, thank you. That's usually what it means. It's not all, it's just usually what it means. That 2-year-old is now safe in the care of relatives, so that's good. Higgins' neighbor told Taylor Alexandra she heard gunshots on Tuesday night while she was on the phone with a friend. The guy across the street told my boyfriend, "Hey, you know I've seen her carry a body to the car. It was a little body," Alexandra said. The outlet said neighbors had previously called animal services about Higgins allegedly abusing her 2 dogs. Records show Higgins had received 3 citations for animal neglect in the past. But she was allowed to keep animals. If she abused animals, what do you think she would have did to her kids? No accountability. I already thought something was suspicious going on in the house due to the animal abuse, which is what I thought. The news said Higgins did not have a criminal record and had only received a few citations over the years for traffic-related violations and for not having her dogs properly licensed. In 2014, she filed a domestic violence protection order against a man in 2014, the newspaper reported, and had a divorce case in Jefferson County Family Court involving another man that began last December. So let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage, and I'll let you listen to the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe its copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, here are the news videos. Let's talk about this.
Now to a heartbreaking story out of the Taylorberry neighborhood. We first showed you the memorial on Wednesday, a few stuffed animals honoring the life of a 10-year-old boy who died from gun violence. As we've learned more about what happened, that memorial has grown. And Tom Lally has been reporting on the developments of this case all week long. Tom, what does that memorial look like tonight?
Shay, I want to show you what it looks like now. The steps are filled, stuffed, if you will, with animals, candles, and photos of a kid named KJ.
KJ was funny. KJ was hilarious.
And now KJ is gone. Old family friends and even strangers gathering here on Algonquin Parkway.
He looked like the sweetest little boy, and it doesn't matter if I knew him or not, just, it shouldn't have happened.
Hey, babies.
Neighbors, parents, bringing children and candles to pay respect.
Hold it up to show some love for KJ.
KJ loves you.
Lighting a new path to hope for the community.
You gotta sit right here and let it burn.
These young.
I'm thankful that they use candles. Y'all see how that yard is uncut, unkept? That yard looks like it hasn't been cut probably in 3 or 4 years. I used to cut grass in my youth a lot for money, to earn money. I can tell that grass look like it's never been cut. That is terrible. That house looks real unkept. Matter of fact, I'll go a step further. If you don't cut your grass, and your grass is 3, 4, 5, 6 feet tall, and you have children, you deserve to be arrested for that alone. Because I can guarantee you, if your landscaping isn't taken care of, then your inside of your house is probably not taken care of, meaning the children probably are in danger. I'm talking about yellow flags and red flags. To me, that is a huge yellow flag when somebody's house and their lawn looks like absolute dog crap. No pun intended.
Single mothers meeting for the
Y'all watch this video. Y'all gonna see how high that grass is.
first time right here at KJ's.
This just happened like a week or 2 ago, But that grass looked like it's been growing for 3 or 4 years.
Memorial.
Crying and, just asking ourselves, like, why can't it be this easy?
Easy to lean on neighbors in a time of stress and sorrow. A support these mothers say is missing from the online conversation.
So y'all can see my message is getting out. No more balloons. Candlelit vigils. Light some candles. Blow some balloons. Bring animals, because you can clean that up pretty easily. Get y'all some of those Money House Blessing dollar store candles. Light those. Get some t-shirts made.
The nerve of people to go on social media and to speak on KJ, the love that's pouring out for KJ, but in the same sentence, y'all speaking hatred out of your heart for Kat.
Kat, or Caitlin Higgins.
I am floored. I am floored. Did y'all hear what I just heard? I'm going to rewind this and let y'all hear this. Wow. This is why some people just should not do interviews. Don't get on camera. Oh my goodness. Listen to and it happened to be a sister. But yet the world is making us look bad when all they do is just play our words back. All they're doing is just showing the world what we said. Listen to what she just said. And she clearly has a kid. I can guarantee you she's not married. She don't have a husband.
And to speak on KJ, the love that's pouring out for KJ, but in the same sentence, y'all speaking hatred out of your heart for Kat.
You're speaking. So I want y'all to understand. I literally just gave you a perfect example. Let me show y'all something. Y'all remember how I told y'all that people attack me in my emails in the comment section? They hit me up on Instagram and Facebook and send me death threats because they say that I am bashing people like her. This woman took a gun and shot a 10-year-old. In no shape, form, or fashion am I advocating violence against children, because I'm not. We're not talking about her fighting a child physically. She's bigger than her kid. Took a gun. This is just as stupid as that dude who shot that little girl. I'll have to pull that story up again. Who took a gun and shot that 2-year-old girl, shot that girl in the chest. I think it was like a 9-year-old girl in the chest, twice with a gun, because the toilet in the house overflowed. Then she cut out his tongue. These are the people that say I'm bashing her. She is a demon. Why would I not bash a crackhead, meth head, funny looking demon? She's not a mother. She's not even human. She literally is Satan's spawn. She is the devil's child. She is not of Jesus. She is not of God. God didn't give her life. Satan did. Listen at this again.
The love that's pouring out for KJ, but in the same sentence, y'all speaking hatred out of your heart for Kat. The love that's pouring out for KJ, but in the same sentence, y'all speaking hatred out of your heart for Kat. And to speak on KJ, the love that's pouring out for KJ, but in the same sentence, y'all speaking hatred out of your heart for Kat.
I showed this and I rewinded it just so y'all know, and I want y'all to bookmark this part. This is the most important portion of this video. I want y'all to bookmark that she said it, and I want y'all to know these are the type of people who continue to attack me, that have that mindset. she should not be a mother. That's the type of message that she's sending to her kids. You bashing the mama. So what are you telling me? The mother can do no wrong? She's infallible? So ask yourself, if this mother could shoot her child in the chest twice, cut out his tongue, and stuff him in the back of a car like he was trash, and then get mad because the police didn't let her make a phone call, and act that callous, then what can the mother do that we can actually shun? What can we do to actually shame the mother? What can she actually do that is wrong in your eyes, ma'am? Maybe we should investigate yo ass. What?
Kat, or Caitlin Higgins, was KJ's mother and is charged with his murder. A police report saying she admitted to trying to cut out her son's tongue, shooting him, and leaving him in the trunk of her car.
Don't put them two in the same sentence. You separate them. If you're gonna show love to KJ, drop a teddy bear. Ride past, blow your horn. Shout out, we love you, KJ.
Nichelle Walker knew Caitlin years ago and said she hopes she gets the help she needs. For now, these mothers will hold their own children tight.
As soon as I got off work, I went straight.
And she got 2 kids. Oh, and no man. Man, oh my goodness. This is so typical. This is so indicative. Y'all are literally looking at 80% of our children being born outside of wedlock, and I'm pretty sure it's probably closer to about 85%. Look at this. Those kids are hers, I'm assuming.
Hold their own children.
80% of children born outside of wedlock. What does that have to do with this story? We're showing the disregard for children. It's simple. If you don't get it, then we're just going to move past you if you're so dense mentally that you can't grasp that concept. Simple.
Tight.
As soon as I got off work, I went straight to them and hugged them tightly, and then we came here and dropped off gifts and candles and everything for KJ.
Caitlin Higgins is currently being held on a $500,000 bond at the Louisville Metro Corrections. She has a preliminary hearing scheduled for 1 week from Monday. Live for the Night Team, I'm Tom Lally.
I felt like I wish I could have saved the child. I'm like, I know I heard those shots. Like, was there something I could have done?
Taylor Alexandra lives nearby and heard gunshots Tuesday night near the home on Algonquin Parkway. She says she never could have imagined what police say happened at this home.
The guy across the street told my boyfriend, he was like, hey, you know, I seen her carry a body to the car.
What is that shit on her head? She looks ridiculous. She literally looks like she's about to go walk somebody's city block. Like she about to put on that skirt and go to work. She about to get on the chase for a big face. The big, long nails. My goodness, look at this. They just want some this is advertisement for these chicks OnlyFans. That's what this is. They don't really give a crap about these kids. They want to advertise their OnlyFans.
He told my boyfriend, he was like, hey, you know, I seen her carry a body to the car. And it was a little body.
According to an arrest report, a neighbor called police to report a woman with a gun on the porch and says he saw the boy wrapped in a blanket. When officers arrived Tuesday night, they found blood on the porch. That's when they opened the trunk of a car and discovered the boy's body. Police say 28-year-old Caitlin Higgins admitted to shooting her son.
I already thought something suspicious was going on with this house due to the animal abuse.
Higgins has no criminal history, but records show she has received at least 3 citations from Metro Animal Services for dog neglect. Maya Lancaster, who babysat both of Higgins' sons, believes the abuse went beyond the animals.
Listen at the babysitter. Here's the person I believe needs to be arrested. Also, listen at the babysitter who saw something and said nothing. Looking in that nasty house. Listen at this.
He had came once to the house with a black eye. He had came to the house once again with scratches on his face and neck.
Lancaster's.
This is the babysitter who was too scared to call in anonymously. I was scared. I was scared. I want y'all to listen to what I got to say. I was scared. She had a gun. I was scared. Even though the baby boy is 10 years old, what is he supposed to do? You can't make a phone call. You can't call the police, which is the largest group of people in America that can converge on an issue for you. Huh? I was scared.
He had came once to the house with a black eye. He had came to the house once again with scratches on his face and neck.
Maya Lancaster. I was scared, y'all.
Lancaster says she did not contact Child Services, fearing retaliation by Higgins.
Let's hear that again. Why didn't she call Child Protective Services?
The house with a black eye. He had came to the house once again with scratch.
Don't feel bad for her. She saw something, she saw the abuse, and didn't say anything. She didn't say black guy, she said black eye, eyeball, black eye. Black eye and scratches. Not black guy, black eye.
On his face and neck.
Lancaster says she did not contact Child Services, fearing retaliation by Higgins, who she knew carried a weapon. It's a decision she now regrets.
I didn't step up. I didn't do the right thing. I didn't listen.
Let me get y'all to understand something. Let me get y'all to understand something very clearly. There's a difference between a moral code and a legal code. Does everybody understand the difference? Moral code and legal code. You're not going to go to any other YouTube channels and hear this. Let me explain the difference. Moral, legal. Morally, she's too old to be scared, y'all. She's too old to be scared, y'all. The woman looked like she's 65. She looks like she's damn near about to cross over the threshold of senior citizen and be able to get some Medicaid. Senior citizen status, and you scared, y'all. Look, here's what I'm talking about being an advocate for children. You cannot be afraid to put your life on the line for children, and she had a direct connection to that child because she babysat that child. She knew something was wrong and didn't say nothing because you was scared that she was going to come kill you. What are you scared of? We're not talking about some big old huge thug criminal. They got a whole gang of people. You had one person. She looks like a frail little white girl. And you're white, ma'am. You're white. Why are you scared of a chick that could have been your daughter? You're not going to fight her back. What are you scared of? What do you need to live your life that much longer for? You scared to put your life on the line? Here's what I'm talking about. Moral and legal. Morally, us as adults are to be living our lives for the legacy of our children. And when I say our children, we're talking about the advocates for children. I will fight for any child and every child. When you put this on your chest, that means you fight for all children, not just yours. You see something happen to a child and you can't make a phone call. Y'all remember that boy that was shot in the face and those people just sat around and just looked and gave him a bottle of water and watched him almost die on the ground before finally calling the police? No concern for the children. Why are we so consumed in our own lives that we won't defend we want our troops to go out and go defend our country, but we won't even defend our children? Heller. Woo. We getting a little, is it getting a little hot in here, y'all? We won't even say thank you to our troops who go out every day and put their life on the line to defend our country, but we won't even defend the children that we're babysitting. Ain't that a bitch? Because you thought something might happen. Well, ma'am, if you that goddamn scared, then maybe you should have got your weapon. You live in Kentucky. Let me look up the laws for Kentucky real quick. Let me see the laws of reciprocity in Kentucky. Gun laws. Let's look it up. Let's see what we got here. Well, this is back in 2006. I'm not sure how accurate this is, but it says Kentucky's concealed weapons laws allow someone to carry a gun in the car, either in the glove compartment, regularly installed in a motor vehicle by its manufacturer, on the seat, or in the trunk. But y'all just saw the video of that woman carrying hers openly. Let me back that up because I want y'all to see that. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Pastor who babysat, according to an arrest report.
This woman right there. Let me see if I can back it up so you can see it.
Hey, you know, the love that's pouring out for KJ, but in the same sentence, y'all speaking hatred out of y'all heart.
This is the same area.
For Kat.
Kat, or Caitlin Higgins, was KJ's mother and is charged with his murder. A police report saying she admitted to trying to cut out her son's tongue, shooting him, and leaving him in the trunk of her car.
Don't put them two in the same sentence. You separate them. If you're gonna show love to KJ, drop a teddy bear. Ride past, blow your horn. Shout out, we love you, KJ.
Nichelle Walker.
Right there. That woman. That's open carry.
Knew Caitlin years ago.
Y'all see that gun on her? She's open carrying. She's open carrying. So there must be something legal about her having her gun on her, because I'm assuming that's a citizen and not law enforcement. That's why I'm bringing that up. So if that woman can have her gun, then this woman can have her gun. Y'all get my point? I literally just proved it because they live in the same area. So if that other woman was illegal, then she needs to be arrested. If she's legal, then this woman could have gotten legal and not been so scared, y'all. Not so scared.
I didn't step up. I didn't do the right thing. I didn't listen. I should have said something.
And like Lancaster, many are still trying to understand why this happened.
But I still want to see the good in her.
And I'm going to read this from the NRA website. Gun laws in Kentucky. Possession. No state permit is required to possess a rifle, shotgun, or handgun. And Lee said open carry, as long as it's not concealed, it's legal in Kentucky. So there you go. She could own a handgun. She could have carried a handgun. Thank you for clarifying that. And that's why I love Lee, and that's why I love our channel members. But I just looked it up on the NRA website at NRA, what is that? NRAILA.org. Gun laws, state gun laws, Kentucky. No state permit is required to possess a rifle, shotgun, or handgun. So there you go.
And I hate myself for that because I know that she was struggling, and I know it can be overwhelming.
Now, the babysitter tells me the 10-year-old boy loved anime and playing video games. And as you can see, neighbors have set up a small memorial for the 10-year-old boy in his honor. Reporting live in Louisville, Alexis Matthews, WOKY.
The coroner has identified a 10-year-old boy whose mother is accused of killing him. 28-year-old Caitlin Higgins is charged with murder and tampering with evidence. Police say she admitted shooting her son, Keon Higgins, Tuesday, then stuffing his body in the trunk of her car. Officers went to her house on Algonquin Parkway after someone reported seeing Higgins on the porch with a gun and the boy's body wrapped in a blanket. Higgins' bond is now set at $500,000. She'll be back in court the first week of May.
Yeah, this is a very disturbing story out of Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville police now saying the body of a 10-year-old boy was found in the trunk of his mother's vehicle. This was at a home on Algonquin Parkway after someone reported seeing a woman on the porch of the home with a gun and a deceased child wrapped in a blanket. Take a look. This is a look at the booking photo for Caitlin Higgins, provided by our sister station there in Louisville. The 28-year-old is charged with murder and evidence tampering. While few other details have been released, police do say Higgins admitted to trying to cut out her son's tongue, then shooting him to death and putting him in the trunk of her car.
I think it's quite ridiculous, the fact that, number one, you had that mother show up on camera and said that this woman who murdered her son in this heinous way should be defended. I'm floored. I've seen people say it to me in the comment section, but then to see somebody actually say it on video in public and show their face, it's quite ridiculous. Then you had the babysitter who literally got on camera and admitted to seeing something that was wrong and didn't report it. When I talk about moral and legal, morally, that woman should have defended that child with her life. Legally, if you see a crime and don't report it, there are actually states that you can actually get arrested and do jail time for. That's the difference between moral and legal. Moral, you should defend children with your life. Legally, if you see something happen to a child and you don't say shit, then you could actually get arrested for it. Put those two things together and common sense should click in, and you should realize that you can't ignore this. Know something's wrong and you just didn't say anything. For that reason, everybody involved in that needs to be arrested. For that little boy, for what he had to suffer through at the hands of his mom, look at how unkept that house is. Look how nasty that is. I think if your yard and your house looks that crappy, CPS ought to automatically be able to come in and investigate you because something's wrong. To KJ, poor KJ, young Prince, RIP, he didn't deserve that. For the 2-year-old sibling that he has, look at that. Beautiful baby boy. To his sibling, I hope that sibling is protected and somebody advocates for that sibling and that sibling can grow up and become something great. So we'll put a prayer hands up in the chat for that. I hope you guys listen with an open mind and an open heart. And I hope our focus is on the advocates for children. Advocate for children first. And if I don't see it, I'm going to call it out every single time as I see fit. Thank you guys so much for listening.